number 4, understand your length of stay. How long are you planning on staying here? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 months? Is it 5 months? Friend, you must know how long you plan on staying in the United States. And that length of stay must connect with your purpose. Those two go hand in hand. Your purpose and your length of stay must be connected, and it must make sense. And certainly, going back to tip number 1, it must be truthful. You must be honest about that reason. Tip number 5, very, very, very important that you nail this one, guys. Have strong country ties. You must have strong country ties. What do I mean by that? I mean that if your intent is to come here temporarily to visit with your mom for a month, it means that you have to go back home, right, to a job, to your immediate family. You have other obligations and responsibilities back in your home country that need you, right? You need to return home. So you must have strong country ties. What are those examples of strong country ties? I've mentioned a few: family, home, a job, you're in school, etc., etc. These are the types of evidence that demonstrate that you have a very strong tie to your connection to your home country, and you are likely to return. The evidence that you'll need to present to the U.S. Embassy include items such as employment letters, right, or bank account statements, mortgage statements, a lease, something like that, or your transcript. And if you're enrolled in school and you need to prove that you have another 3 semesters to go before you graduate, bring your transcript. Friends, you have to show that you have strong ties to your home country. Tip number 6, review the visa application before your interview. Folks, you've got to know what information you indicated on that visa application before you walk into that interview, because chances are they will ask you questions, the same questions that are on your visa application, and you've got to know what you've put on there, because they're trying to determine you're truthful and how truthful you are and honest you are. They're looking for fraud and misrepresentation. You want to review the application so that the information is fresh in your mind. Tip number 7, don't be too nervous. Don't be too nervous. You will be a little nervous, obviously, but don't be too nervous to the point where you're not making eye contact, you're shaking, you're not listening to the questions carefully, and so therefore you're saying the wrong things, and it can get very confusing very, very, very quickly, friends. So try not to be too nervous. If there's any way that you can calm yourself before the interview, such as, listening to music or speaking with someone or praying, meditating, do something to relax yourself before the interview. Tip number 8, bring all documents with you. So review the emails and the letters that the State Department or the NVC sends you. Review it very carefully, because they're going to ask you to bring certain documents with you, such as your medical exam report and other things. And you want to make sure that you go down their checklist and you have everything that they've asked you for, because friends, that will delay your application. Tip number 9, arrive early to the embassy. You don't want, listen, I don't know where you're living. I don't know the traffic patterns are in your country, but friends, you don't want to be stuck in traffic on the day of your interview with the embassy. You don't want something to come up along the way that will delay you. You don't want to be late. Get there early. And then finally, tip number 10, be polite during the interview. Why do I have that as tip number 10? I have that because it's easy to get flustered and frustrated and get agitated when things are not going as you've planned them, or you don't understand a question and you begin to get frustrated and you answer in a way that's will come across as very rude. Listen, these are human beings who are going to be interviewing you, and they have the say-so on your application. So you want to treat them like royalty. You want to be respectful. You want to be polite, and just try not to get so frustrated and agitated during your interview, because it will come across very negatively and it could impact your application. So friends, those are my 10 tips on how to get approved for your B2 visa so that you may come here or your family member may come here and visit with you for a temporary stay here in the United States. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with other people. And friends, go ahead, download that free guide right now on my tips on how to be approved for the B2 visa. I go into greater details in my guide, so you don't want to miss that. And share it with other people. Have them download it as well. And spread the love, guys. Spread the love. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.